So Anise and Euphyllia will be duking it out to see who will be the one that will have to support the other person's dream. A very aggressive tactic, but, you know, like brother, like sister. When they reach to a point where they just can't talk it out, it's time to fight. Someone in the comments did mention that perhaps Anise's parents, I believe it's orphans, and the other name, who I haven't gotten yet, I just realized I never written down the queen's name, but perhaps her parents are going to try and stop this, to which I thought that orphans will probably just die of a stomach ache before he would even try and stop his daughter. But, you know, they've been rather passive this whole time. We'll have to see if they will take action, or if they're just going to be on the same side as Grants, who is just kind of like, my daughter's gonna do whatever she wants, so I'm just gonna let her do it. We'll just have to see what's going on with this duel, huh? But hey, it is the final episode, and if you've been following me on this journey, I would like to thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you, and for you to come in and tell me your opinions and all that. And if you haven't been following me and you're just here for the final episodes, well, you know, hi. If you like the content, remember to like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And if you don't like the content, dislike the video and we'll be on our way. Let's get started. Oh, everybody's just waiting in the other room while Euphyllia and... They're gonna duke it out! Damn, they've been in here for like a whole day? I guess a whole day hasn't passed yet, huh? It was like... You know, it's like they tossed the glove! They're dueling now! Oh, they're gonna declare their dreams? Alright. So we've got the girl with no magic and the girl with magic. But also, Anise knows how Euphyllia's sword works, I would assume, because she made it. Yeah, good thing we got magic to repair all this, huh? She can also fly, I forgot. Damn, look at her! And what about you? Why does someone has to be a sacrifice? Why can't we just sacrifice all the old men, all the nobles, am I right? Of course, Magicology is going to be a real big important thing. Wow, damn. Only if you get hurt. I'll be the only wound you need. Damn, dude. I don't want the world to hurt you. I'm gonna hurt you. Mm-hmm. Dude, she literally just said you deserve the world. Okay, look. If we can't get sacrifice out of your head, why don't we all just suffer together? Well, at least Anise is nice enough to let her fucking work out her spell. It's been done. Oh, she really is hitting her with the power of gay. Well, you know, it was a sight to behold. Wow. Euphyllia really came in and just destroyed Anise. But Lumi was like, it's been done, and she's a spirit contractor, so like, what, is she just Did she just make a contract with the spirits? Had to take in the sights. Wow. Now Keith. You know, Anise was the one who was being a little aggressive and pushing Euphyllia away. Euphyllia decided that she will aggressively hold you. You condemn yourself. I wish we'd learned that earlier, but or at least got hints to it. Can't believe it. In the end, it's all about family. Yes, it's time to Keith on the bed. Okay. Oh, it's a good secret. It's a good secret you were hiding out here. Wow. I mean, I thought it was like it's the isekai that the secret you. But is that really a reason for her to? Oh well, hold on. Well. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, a little bit of mistaken identity. Or just, you know. Okay. Okay. Wow. It's been a lot of crying the past 2 episodes, huh? Wow! They did it! They kissed! Very nice. What? Yeah, you know, we're roommates. Come on. Damn, dude, you feel it's really out here. Like, I'll give you all the friendship that you want. Whoa! What? And then they made out all night. What? Wow. He's like, finally, no more stomach aches for me. As her older sister. So they're getting the commoners to build the flying jet ski. Damn, that's a lot of paperwork that fucking Euphyllia's putting on. Oh, he gets to do farming. He wanted to grow flowers, but you know, farming is also nice. He gets to grow flowers on the side. Is it the wings? Oh no, it's just, oh, it's a new sword. Just like you made one for her. Wow. Celestial. The rainbow in the sky, alright. I'll be honest, they kind of look a little dumb with that flying jet ski, but well, the nobles ain't gonna like this, but we'll have to see. What has she got plans for these nobles? Whoa, a quick change. What? Oh, I guess the rainbow is reflecting off of the sun? I'll do something about that. Just two immortal gays ruling the country. You mean her breakfast already is cold? Those are eggs. They get cold in minutes. I swear, she said that before. Is this her gay vision turning on right now? This is what Anise is seeing. Oh, y'all got a country to lead. She just sat down. What are you... Ooh, gotta give her a peck on the cheek. Well, we can see who's wearing the pants in this relationship. Okay, well, that was the end of that's the final episode, and honestly, the only thing in my head is I'm very hungry right now. I have nothing in my head. But okay, you know what? I feel like I need to do a little scrolling through this episode again. Because I feel like... Okay, hold on. Was the person narrating towards the end about, like, how, like, oh, history will come to know as, like, you know, this is Euphyllia being the queen who takes the tradition away. Was that Lumi who was narrating that? Anyways, okay. I'm gonna back to the center. Alright, so that was... Oh, my microphone has been a little bit too loud this whole time. Whoops. Anyways, that was episode 12 of Tensei Kakumei. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. And let me know what you think about the series as a whole. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was... Well... You know, my feelings have been rather muddled since we entered this arc. That's like only three or four episodes. So I might as well just talk a little bit about my thought on the anime in general. Now, I thought it started off strong. I thought the whole dragon thing is, you know, a little ridiculous, but you know, it's a fantasy. You gotta have a dragon in there somewhere, but also. It's kind of like once you're done with the dragon, it's like who else can defeat you? I guess in this case, you know, Anise fought the dragon. She defeated the dragon with Euphyllia's help, and of course, not even Algar was able to stand up towards Anise. Now that Anise has the dragon's power, and now here's Euphyllia beating Anise down. So I guess Euphyllia is currently the strongest. She could've, you know, even if she had more confidence in herself, she could've just beat that dragon. But also, I would assume it's because Euphyllia was going through the spirit contract and all that, you know? So, anyways, it started off great. the whole dragon thing, you know, I felt like the beginning had such a great start that I was just kind of like, okay, the dragon stuff, it's whatever. Again, you know, it's a fantasy thing. We gotta have dragons in there somewhere. We gotta show you some dragons. And then we started hitting into Algards and stuff, which I liked for the most part, you know. I feel like towards the end of everything, and when you learn Algard's decision and why he decided to do this in the first place, you know, it made things very understandable, but it also, with him leaving, he's the guy, he's the pivot, you know, he's the driving force that's bringing them into their next conflict, which is Anise having to be queen now that Algard is out of the picture. And so we started getting into this arc, which has just been so muddled to me, where, like, I don't particularly feel like it's bad, it's just not hitting me, because I just feel like we're suddenly getting hit with it from the left field, because I just wish we had more hints about what was upcoming. And I think I mentioned that, where I felt like we had a little bit of hints of Lainie when we learned about Lainie's stuff, you know, or her ability. Although I will say again, with Lainie, I feel like after we got past her learning about her being a vampire and all that, it was, and her getting her her magicite ripped out, it was just kind of like, we don't know what to do with Lainie now. She can be just she's the maid. But yeah, we had the whole thing with Algard as well, which I thought was a really nice build-up for Algard himself, where, you know, we've seen it in the first episode with people murmuring about the whole gossip thing, and Alphonse talking about how there's been this rumor about how Anise should be the one who should be queen, and of course, you know, Algard has heard this rumor, and he's been very upset about that whole thing, and then that gets him to start with his plan, especially with the Chartreuses, you know, Moritz being the one who discovered Lainie's ability and wanting to cause all this chaos, and, you know, Algard just decided to take this on, because, again, man was playing 4D chess out here. and so I thought that was all fine, and then later on, you know, when I realized that after that whole situation, and I learned that the Chartreuses died off screen, and I was just kind of like, okay, so I guess that's the problem done. It always makes me laugh when I see people in, like, the opening, and I'm just kind of like, okay, you know, they don't have some sort of importance, and I guess they did have some sort of importance, but then they just got wiped off screen, and I'm like, cool, I guess, like, they're dead now. Congrats. And, what else? Yeah, just the whole situation with Anise. Again, like, they're really going with all this feeling of sadness, a lot of crying out here, a lot of tears, but also, like, the music, you know, with the constant sad piano, but then we're having this, like, rising of the music. It's like we've kind of, like, gotten past that sad slump, and now we're going through Anise and Euphyllia Euphyllia being the queen and all that, and Anise is just supporting her as her older sister. You know, it can't be Yuri without pseudo-incest, I guess. But to wrap up and reiterate my general thoughts on the series, or on the anime, I thought that started off strong. The dragon stuff, I can kind of let go because of how strong it started off. The whole thing with Algard, I liked, although I wish we kind of could have gotten it a little bit more. And then we hit this ending section, which I just felt like it just didn't really hit me. So I'm not really sure what I should be thinking about it. So it's just that I feel very muddled towards the end, but my whole thoughts overall as a series, it's a, you know, it kind of goes back to how I feel about the manga, which is, it's a bit of a mixed bag, except I kind of like it in anime form a lot better than I did in the manga. Anyways, moving away from that, let's talk about the beginning of this episode, which is the fight between Anise and Euphyllia, which lasted about 5 minutes, which is just fantastic, you know? Yeah, Euphyllia just really went in, and she's just like, well, you know what? Fuck you. I'm doing the spirit contract right now. I'm gonna fuck you up. it was really a fucking lose-lose situation for Anise right there. Like, Jesus Christ. Even if she had won, Euphyllia would have already done the spirit contract. So, like, get fucked, Anise. And, of course, we have Euphyllia out here just saying all these magical romance words to Anise, and Anise is just flying right past her head. And, you know, the whole thing of like, oh, you showed me how beautiful the world is. The world is beautiful because you are in it, which, come on. It's quite the romantic lines that Euphyllia is just fucking dishing out. And Anise is just like, okay. So, yeah, we had that 5-minute fight with them. Euphyllia was just really out here dunking on Anise. And in the end, we've got what Euphyllia wanted. Okay, see, my head is still very much stuck in, like, let's start a fucking bloody revolution, you know? Let's kill all the nobles. Let's shed some blood. Let's do what Algard wanted. My mind is still very stuck on that. So, when the both of them are talking about how, like, they've got to sacrifice something, you know? It's either I have to sacrifice myself, or you have to sacrifice yourself, and I'm not letting you do that. What I was saying during that part of the reaction was just like, why don't we just not sacrifice each other? You know, why we gotta do this? But hey, as I said, you know, the fucking system. I don't know if I said it in there or if I wrote it in the description, but you know that a system works when they're not particularly, I mean, they kind of know that the system's not working, but like they're not really fighting against it. You know, they're still going for the we're gonna make it to the top through the system, and then we're going to unravel it from the inside. That's what they're planning on doing, as what the narration said towards the end. But you know, I'd much prefer Algard's way of doing it, where we're gonna go outside of the system and we're gonna fucking tear it down. I very much enjoy that one a lot more. Sometimes you just need a little violence. And then we had this moment where Anise goes back to her family and she talks to her mom about how, like, I know that you condemn yourself because I have no magic, right? Her mom comes up. I'm sorry. I really don't think I can be queen. I always knew you condemn yourself because I can't use magic. Or so I thought I should at least take that off your back by becoming queen. And that if I didn't, I couldn't call myself the daughter of you and father. So I'm sorry for being a useless daughter. And then, you know, her mom hugged her. And it's like, you're the greatest daughter I could ever have. To which, you know, when this moment hit, and all I could think of was nothing. That's when I was really like, wow, these parts, they're not hitting me at all. And if you've been watching my buddy Daddy's reaction, which is a great show, by the way, I love family stuff. I love family shit. Or even if you've seen my reaction to Lycora's Recoil, there's even that aspect of family in there. And like, I love that. You know, I get very teary with family stuff. And the fact that they were starting to put family stuff, and I felt nothing about it, when usually, most of the time, I would feel it. It goes back to that feeling of, I wish we had more hints about this, because I feel like we haven't really seen her mom until the whole thing with Algard, and she had to come back, because she's just been traveling around the world. To which I guess that could point out to the fact that she's been condemning herself. Like, that's why she's been out and about and doing all these stuff with other countries or something. So maybe that could be it, but again, I just wish that I don't even know if we had any mentions of her mom before. That's the thing. I'm like, did her mom even send her letters? And like, did we get any mentions of like, hey, your mom sent you some letters, you want to read it? Yeah, I don't know, like, was her mom keeping in contact with her when she was out and about? I don't know. All I know is that if we're talking about family, everybody's got shitty parents because they're not doing anything with their daughter. They're not fucking teaching them anything. They've literally have been doing shit on their own. And the parents are just like, girls will be girls. But with that whole thing, we've had more emphasis of Anise saying, like, can I really continue to be the princess? Can I continue to be the daughter of you guys's? Which I'm just kind of like, okay, you know, like, that's the whole thing again, where she's just like, I'm the daughter of my mother and father. And I was thinking, it's like, is that just some really odd filial piety that's going on right now? I'm not really understanding. And I also wrote in the comments, in the description of the last episode, where I said that the thing that's really getting me, that's also really hitting me, is the fact that we haven't really seen any of these. We haven't really seen even a hint of it. And the whole fact that she's like, an isekai baby. She's a reincarnated, you know, princess and all. And because that was the aspect that made me think that it wasn't really connecting with me with all these issues that suddenly is coming up to Anise. But with this next scene, where she comes in to tell Euphyllia about her secret, which is she's a reincarnated, you know, she has memories of her past life, I do like this scene. In the fact that she explains why she's feeling the way that she feels. And I like that it's not because of her memory of being, of her knowing that she lived a past life. It's not that fact, you know, because that's the only thing that I've really been thinking about. And so she says the reason why she was doing this is because she felt like she had erased the original Anise, which I like as a topic of isekais, you know, which, yeah, I feel like a lot of isekais don't really go into it. It's just kind of like, you know, this is my life now. So I like that conflict that Anise had, where it's like, am I actually Anise? Or like, did my past self rewrote over myself and I'm just a whole different person? You know, is this the reason why I've started all this fucking trouble? You know, maybe if she didn't remember her past life, you know, if she didn't get reincarnated, perhaps she would have continued having a good relationship with Algar. Perhaps I can't remember whether, like, she was born without magic. Is that what it was? I currently can't remember, like, that's the reason. But also, like, is it because she is an isekai baby? Did we have this discussion before where, like, because she's an isekai baby and because she's, like, technically from another world and that's why the spirits don't like her? I can't remember if we've had that discussion before or not, but that whole talk about isekai, about her not knowing whether she's a niece or not, I like that. And that it gives her a really good reason on why she's doing the way that she's, on why she's the way that she is. I still go back to the point where I wish we had a little bit of hints on this. I wish we had a little bit of build up on this. You know, I wish that we saw that Anise was going back to the town and helping out the commoners, and that's why they know her. I wish that we had seen maybe some letters from her mom, if she does, or even just some mentions of her mom. But if we did in the anime and not in the manga or light novel, let me know, because, you know, I probably missed it at some point if I don't remember it in the anime. Or perhaps in the end, this is just me really wanting build-ups, you know? I'm a little spoiled by Iruma for constantly building build-ups. So perhaps this is just me wanting build-ups. Because, again, it really just feels like we're having build-ups of other characters. And then, boom! Anise! Emotions! There it is. But, moving past this scene, right? And also, you know, getting past the whole Euphyllia kissing Anise and Anise really coming out as her past life of a Japanese high school girl who's very docile. So, you know, Euphyllia really coming in there like, that's it, I am the one who is on top. And, of course, we have Anise still being over all the fucking messages that Euphyllia is sending over her is just flying right across. She's over just giving her a little kiss, and he's just like, whoa, hold on there. You don't kiss people like that. You only kiss people you love. And Euphyllia's like, well, of course, I fucking love you, dumbass. And she's sort of like, you mean as a friend, right? No, Anise, as roommates. We're roomies now. Anyways, after that scene, we've got Anise and Euphyllia taking over the throne, or again, Euphyllia is the one taking over the throne, and Orphans and his wife gets to do farming all day. Good for them. They're gonna have their nice low retirement, you know? I guess that's also a very nice thing, that she's giving her parents a good retirement instead of starting a bloody revolution. So we have that, and then we have a whole montage of them working it out with the nobles and the commoners and the magicology, and, you know, the things that she was doing with the presentation before. Now I'm just kind of like, okay, y'all made these flying jet skis, but then you've also made outfits that, like, can let you fly, but it's not using magic, right? Because, you know, the nobles aren't going to be able to use, the commoners aren't really, they're not blessed by the spirits, so they're not going to be able to use magic, so it has to be a part of the magicology thing, because also Anise is able to use it. So, like, are we just selling these to the commoners now? At an exorbitant price? I don't know. But, yeah, they made the whole jet ski thing, but then they're also just like, by the way, you can just wear these outfits and you'll fucking fly. Like, I don't know, maybe you'll be able to fly fast, or you'll be able to get around better with the jet ski. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Consider that we went through a whole montage, you know? I don't know why we ended up with this outfit. As the narrator says, this is all yet to be told. This is going to be their magical revolution. They're gonna break down the whole nobility stuff, and they're gonna put magic to everybody. So I mean, if we have a season 2 or whatever, but as we continue on with the light novel, I assume we're gonna get more and more into the politics of running a kingdom, because they're literally running the kingdom now. And I'm just like, how big is this kingdom? Now, when we're thinking about this now, how big is this kingdom? Is that the only town that you're gonna do this celebration for? Like, is that the only town that you guys are in charge of? The one that's, like, closest to you guys? Or, like, do we have other towns that you guys keep ahead of? I know, we know that there are other countries around, because the queen goes to, maintain relationships with them, I believe, if I remember correctly. So, I assume that, with them leading the country and spreading magicology and all that, I assume other countries are gonna be like, hey, yo, we want a piece of that magicology. And yeah, that's just a question. These are just rhetorical questions about the future and all that. So yeah, that's the votes, just to show off magicology. Yeah, they sprayed the rainbow out onto everybody. They gave everyone the gay, I guess. Towards the end, Lainie's back in her maid outfit again, which, good for her. She's only a maid when she's inside the house, I guess. She's still gotta, I don't know she was adopted into that family, so I guess the family abandoned her, or he died. I don't know, whichever one, but Lainie's a maid of Anise's house now. And then we kind of had the similar conversation where Ilia was like, yeah, you've been learning pretty well. I'm happy to have you as my student. I have no more thoughts. I feel like I've just said everything. Other than, again, with Anise showcasing that she is, in fact, her previous life was a Japanese high school girl who gets all embarrassed about kissing. I don't even have an opinion about the kiss. All I thought was, whoa! And that's about it. And I think that's because I ended up liking the side couple a lot more. I think that's just how it is with me when it comes to, like, Yuri stuff. I tend to end up liking the side characters, the side couples a lot more, so I was just over here like, just give me more of Ilia and Lainie. Well, technically, they've already kissed, now that I think about it. What? But yeah, I thought Anise and Euphyllia are good, but I much prefer Ilia and Lainie. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for, I'm running out of energy, but thank you guys for sticking around. And again, if you've been around for this whole series, thank you guys for being here. And if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. And yeah, I'll just see you guys when I see you guys.